Yeah, hello and welcome to the Banter Blitz show. I hope you are all still good and in good spirits after the very exciting match that we had just witnessed. Probably most of us did. So I'm going to switch to here, right? Yes, let's do that and play some games. I hope everything is fine from a technical point of view. And what is this again? This is the Casper game, which I should terminate. And all right, no, not this one, not this guy. I need one game at least to get used to everything here. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the match. It was very exciting and actually quite a bit closer than I thought. I knew that Firouza's opponent was pretty good, but I did not expect him to be that good. I watched a bit. I'm not sure what it was. One of the earlier matches by I cannot pronounce the name. You know, Narayan. No, I cannot do that. I'm sorry. Most people wrote Nara. In any case, I knew that he wasn't bad at all, but I thought that still Firouza would be much more dominating, but it didn't happen. It was a very close match and very competitive, and only at the end decided by this big blunder when a maid was allowed. Narayanan. Okay, I'm really bad with those names. Oh god. Fuchsia is having many nans in there, in that suggestion. Narayana, yeah. I'm really bad, I'm sorry. In any case, it was a good match and very tense. And you absolutely don't know what would have happened if the Indian player would have in fact won that game and didn't go into a checkmate. But one thing that you have to see is also that throughout the match, in particular in the final couple of games when there was this catch-up happening, Firouza was leading 8-5 or something, not quite sure, and then there were wins, and you have to see that it was a bit of a high-risk game that was played by Nara. Yeah, always playing instantly, basically, and somebody like trusting that his instincts were right, and they were right almost all of the time. But if you are very, very fast like that, you might run into something, what actually happened in the game. Okay, now I have to focus a little bit here. I have a pretty good position against VB Cardinal, but it's not like it's anything particularly special. I'm trying to put some pressure here on E6. Maybe D5 at some point could be strong. Not sure. Let me see. I have an idea. I don't know if it's any good. Yeah, get the queen to A5 and then bishop A3. Something like that. Aha, so he wants to trade, but I don't like this idea to trade. Now, queen A5 would run into knight takes E4. We don't want that. D5 is not well timed, unfortunately. Okay. So maybe I have to take on H7 just to make any headway. So attacking A7, and again I'm preparing bishop A3. I'm not sure that this is actually something fantastic, but still. Okay, now I cannot take on A7 due to rook A8, but the move D5 is a little bit more interesting. It doesn't work because my bishop hangs. Other than that, it would be probably quite good. So So how do we get there? Yeah, it's not so easy to improve this position. I just make small moves. After the queen moves, maybe a5 is on the cards. Looks kind of okay. I tried also if I can somehow cover the bishop on b2 and then allow d5, but I didn't see how. Bishop a1, that looks strange. But it's a position where black is not able to do all that much. Now I could take and play. No, still I cannot do that. Okay. So take it. And maybe this one. Bishop d6. Still d5. Yeah, well defended here by black. And now I'm winning an exchange though. So finally he's giving me something to work with. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if d5 is right, simply giving this up, but I can just cover it. It's nothing. There's no need for fancy play. Material up for not much, and the main danger that I always have is to kind of forget the time, and is something that I have to avoid, and playing something that is easier to manage is normally the best way for me to play. Right now, and VB Cardinal resigns. Yeah, I did a really good job in defending this position. I didn't have anything, maybe like a small advantage, but it was not, yeah, nothing particularly great. Okay, now let's play pawn holder. I wanted one game before I accept this challenge, just to warm up to the whole playing process. He's very strong, and I need smallish warm up at least. I will probably do a little bit less commentary because I have to focus. Okay, I'm going for the simple way, let's say, and grab this pawn. Maybe he will take on c3, yeah, and play this position, a pawn down. Yeah, that was, I was relaxing too much. That is actually not totally clear. As usual, I had a winning position out of the opening against him, and then I started to relax, which was far too early. Okay, now what's going on here? Is he going to play rook c8 and stuff like that, or is he going to do? I don't know. Rook c8 for rook c1, or this one? I don't get it. Yeah, it's got rook c2 here, but it doesn't. Can even play this if I absolutely want to stop it. Bishop d3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is already a draw. I didn't want that, actually. I just wanted to check again. Anyway, so a draw then. I mean, I'm gaining just a couple of points, but the position is actually much better for white, so I don't want it a draw. I didn't want a draw. I wanted to just, after rook e8, go to d3. But, okay, I was a bit down on time. It's still not, I mean, this is like, here white should win already. I don't know why I don't manage to punish that. It makes really little sense. This is completely awful for black, for sure. But I didn't refute it. Maybe I have to play differently here already. Maybe knight d2 is stronger. I should just win the center basically in this position. So this, or maybe take and c4. I don't know. Maybe knight b3 is not the best choice. Maybe this is stronger. His opening play should just lose the game, not just be leading to trouble. Okay, thanks for the game. It was interesting as always. All right, so let's play the next game here against Ace Point. Did we ever play? Once. Okay. Wasn't sure about that. So let's see what Ace Point is playing. e4. So I'm going e5. I don't know what he plays. The Italian. Okay. So yeah, many possible lines now, of course. Okay, so he plays the slow Italian with d3. Kind of the way all the grandmasters play nowadays. One thing that I have to say, or did I already say that during the stream of during the Banter Blitz Cup stream, I said that I would wear the FFL hoodie. I cannot do that. It's in the laundry. I checked it, and you don't want me wearing this stained piece of clothing. I mean, not like it's terrible, but if you leave half of a hamburger on it, it's not a good idea. Anyway, so this is a very, very slowish position. I should have taken actually on e3 before, and then d5. I mean, this is not a problem, but the rook on a7 is a bit of a, yeah, it's not ideal. So let's do this. It is very, very difficult for white to ever be worse in this kind of opening. This is why I often recommend playing like that with white. The Italian with d3 is a pretty good opening to control the position. You risk very little and you can sometimes yeah, poke around a little bit. So it's not a bad opening at all. Is it going? No. I thought maybe queen c4 was the idea. Now my knight here is misplaced for sure on c6, so I'm going to regroup it. On e7 I'm covering crucial squares like f5 in particular, and now he goes c4. This is interesting because it weakens quite a bit here, the dark squares. That makes it interesting to simply return, and I think I will do that. Just return. Now g6 to stop knight f5. He probably wants to play b4. The move rook d5 now would be interesting. Didn't do it. Okay. Knight e3 is not a threat because e4 is hanging, so I can play rook d8 here without any problem. Yeah, I have something to work with there with the d4 square, but it's not quite clear how I'm making progress. All right, so if I take now, yeah, I'm going to do it. Ah, okay, so there's a tempo. I did not actually see that. So king g7. And now I guess rook g8, going for the d file. So I'm slowly getting somewhere, I guess. Now, the knight on f6 is a problem piece. It should be improved. The question is how exactly. I could go to f4, right? g3, there's the pawn hanging on h3. Ah yeah, interesting. He wants to get the knight to c3. But this is already quite a threat now, yeah, here. And I take on f3 next. That's killing, absolutely killing. Yeah, mate on g2. That 3-fold was really silly in the game before, and I can check that, of course, in the move list. I didn't think about that. I was just having a complete misconception there. Yeah, thanks for the game, Ace Point. Always enjoying your Twitter posts. Okay, now, or you would say, do we say Twitter posts? Tweets, probably, right? Now, wow, that's a complicated name, but I'm going to play you. So let's go. What's the name? Bofnard chess. I really have problems with any name that is not like Thomas Müller or something like that. Are you going to play? He's in the chat, so. But maybe he's not currently there, so just challenge me again. I'm happy to take this challenge by a new player. That's a very long name. Destrozatormentas. Who says BS as usual? Who's doing BS? Me? Or the quarantine? I worked on that word. Quarantine. Yeah, how is it in Germany? Well, that's never really a good thing. But I'm really not the person to ask, because I'm not really suffering that much from the whole thing. In many cases, I'm very lucky that for me the changes are relatively minor. I work from home anyway, so there is no adjustment. And I think many things are tougher for other people. For example, if you have kids at home that are usually at school, and all of a sudden they're around all of the time and so on. And there are many things that could happen even if you are not directly affected by the disease, like you getting it or a relative getting it or something like that. So I feel I'm quite lucky in that regard, that for me work-wise there are no changes. And so I'm not really complaining at all. Okay, now let's go Queen D7. The question in this position here is always, or this position type, one of those slowish. Okay, now he's actually doing something. Is always how to ever get some kind of inject some kind of life into the position, and he did that. Now insert some life. Let's go D5. Okay, that was not right what I did, because if he takes it, he actually can take with the pawn, and knight e4, rook e4 is a bad idea. Okay, to go here then. D6. It looks good. Yeah. Also, I mean, of course, we have freedom of speech. You can write whatever you want in the chat as long as you are following the chat guidelines. But with all due respect, maybe we can talk about something else than the than the Corona situation, because we have that all over the news and the internet all the time. And do you want that in a chess stream as well? I'm actually happy to once in a while not think about it all that much. I mean, I was happy to talk about my situation, but I don't want to make a political discussion out of it, if possible. So one thing that I wanted to ask, did you hear, any of you, anything about the participants of the tournament? What is it called? The Magnus tournament here, right? The online big thing, Magnus Invitational, I think is the correct term. Did you hear anything concrete who will be playing? I heard that Hikaru will play, which is of course fantastic. He's really, really good in that format and an entertaining player. And one thing, I was not really expecting him to play, because it's an online format and he has this commitment to chess20 to chess.com, sorry. And this is why I thought he might not be able to play. But he is obviously playing. I mean, this is what we heard. No, I mean, I think like political comments or something like about the corona stuff should never be censored in the chat. I'm just saying, like, maybe we can have a conversation without that topic. I mean, okay, so here I'm kind of okay, I guess. Well, the d4 is a bit weak, and I'm ahead on the clock. What the actual heck? My queen is protected. This is a completely free rook. What? I guess he just turned the move order around. All right. So thanks for the game, Destrozator Mentas. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean that Hikaru's contract is not hindering him from playing. It's really cool. Is there anybody around? I'm sorry. I mean, this is just such a great handle. I have to play him. I mean, I'm sorry. Always blame the mouse. Is such a great handle. So let's play this game. Yeah, so we'll see where else we'll play. I mean, I know absolutely nothing, but besides Hikaru, but I'm fairly sure that Giri will play. That sounded a lot like it on Twitter. And I'm also reasonably sure that Alireza Firouzja, I'm not trying to pronounce them correctly, will play. That are the two things that I would feel pretty confident about. But other than that, we don't know. No, I don't know a ton. I mean, I think Anish hinted at that quite clearly on Twitter, and Firouzja is just a very hot player at the moment, of course, very interesting to watch, and he's certainly an attractive addition to the field. So it seems fairly like a fairly obvious choice to invite him, but I don't know anything. So okay, is it possible to play in this totally tilting style with g5? It's a pretty YOLO-esque way to play. Is YOLO-esque a word? Probably not, but if not, I just invented it. It probably doesn't work, but not for obvious reasons. at least for me, not obvious reasons. I'm just going to sacrifice stuff and hope for the best. Maybe he's going to just play f3, and then the thing is, I can take on e3 if I like, collect a couple of pawns, and take h4, which is a mess. But I'm not sure if it's good. Absolutely not. Whenever I take here, pawn takes, bishop takes, king h1 or something, he's got knight d5. So originally, I wanted to take on h4, that's what I'm trying to say, unsuccessfully. But I did not really see that knight d5 will always threaten knight f6. So yeah, this is a lot of you only live once. I can take here, right? I did not plan this, but this is probably the relatively best thing to do. The Sicilian Nimzowitsch with 2 knight f3, knight f6. It's probably a reasonable surprise weapon. I mean, I don't think it should be played every game and against people who will take the time to prepare, but it's a very reasonable surprise weapon, I think, because nobody knows it. Like no player prepares for the Nimzovich variation in the Sicilian. So you can try that. I've seen this quite often played as surprise weapons, let's say in a youth competition or so, where you have just a little time to prepare, and then it is kind of reasonable. I don't think it's an easily refuted opening. After 3 e5, knight d5, knight c3, I wouldn't play e6 though, that seems bad. But maybe you can take on c3. This seems to be playable. I mean, at least better. There's a relatively famous game between Niels Gondelius and Magnus, and this wasn't super clear. Don't like this. b4 is a good move. Check. Not a fan, but this is the kind of fire you drew upon yourself. Yeah, you know that what you get when you play g5 and kind of and hope that you somehow hit, yeah, with this shotgun. Yes, b5, that was the problem all along. So I'm going to take, and now what? Yeah. I wouldn't even mind to give c6 up if I can take g3, but takes I cannot take with the queen because of knight e7. This is the problem. And if I take and play knight e7, I'm definitely much worse. But I don't really see what else. So maybe queen a5 is even possible, yeah, because I cannot take due to the mate, and he's got b6 also lined up. Oh my god, this is awful. Okay. King b8, b6, that is just lost, I think. I don't see how I'm saving that. I still have to play king b8. Queen e6 when? It's queen c7 mate, huh? And he has rook c1 always coming. Yeah, it's completely lost. Rook c1 is the simple thing to do. Yeah. Can even simply take it. That was a weird way to play. It's still winning? Probably. Right, that was fairly lucky actually. It was close that he maybe screwing it up. Yeah, I can win with many things now. This is one of them. Yeah, so that was probably too much, this G5 business. I don't know. I probably have to improve somewhere here. This is maybe not totally clear. I'm not sure. Not sure. From a material point of view, it's okay, but I have so many weaknesses there. Yeah, thanks for the game. Always blame the mouse. Good game. Okay, now, who else is on? Orest Wofk. I probably have black again, right? Yes. He plays G4 every single game, is lost by move 10, but he still does it all over again. Aha. He's got it. Queen e6 is mate on c7. I couldn't play king b8. I was just totally lost. I think. So from 1h3 we somehow got a position straight out of the exchange French. And it's 3-minute chess. This is important. I mostly played 5-minute the games before, and as we have seen, 3-0 is a really different kind of animal. The Banter Blitz Cup has shown that the time management is extraordinarily important. So let's see if I can trade this bishop. No. That's a good move. Probably. Don't want to give him my bishop, even though it's not a big deal actually. I mean, if he takes it and I can trade the light squared bishop, it's completely fine. Yeah, this is completely okay. I have a very solid blockade over the light squares, and the bishop on c1, which is basically the bishop pair bishop, the bishop that white has extra. This is not doing much. So yeah, do we retreat here or g6? There might be g4 coming. Yeah, I don't want to retreat this piece. The knight is doing a pretty good job with attacking the pawn on d4. And here there's a good spot on e6. Okay. Okay, so this is good for you? Really? Now I have queen to d5 and then rook e3, yeah? Just about holds. It's completely unfair, but it does. Okay. We push h5 first. Okay, now I could go queen d5, rook e3, and then what? Okay, queen f5. It's not really great. Maybe this one actually. If he takes on e6, I will take with the queen. That looks okay. I mean, okay, like I'm better, quite a bit better actually. Okay, now he does that. Why? Queen h3 takes. It is not totally clear. Yes, absolutely. It's not totally clear. Shoot, the time. I have to watch the time. This is his only chance anyway. Threatening rook d1 now, which is quite dangerous. What? Is that a draw or something? Cannot believe it. That was probably not the best way to play. Yeah, but I had enough time, so I didn't lose on time. Okay, so that was a tense game. Thanks for the game, Orest Wofk, if I'm doing this right. Now, I have a challenge by Freilos. That is a new one, right? Yes. New opponent. Let's play. I'm going to go d4. Where is the window? Oops, sorry guys. I should actually switch on all the chats. I forgot that for a long time now in the stream. Let me check. Now let's make a move in the meantime. That 3 minute, yes, that's not good. So I now have opened all the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat and everything. Yeah, the Chess24 chat is kind of in a daze. Yeah. So just d5, I guess so. Yeah, thanks for asking, Miktar. Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. Currently, there is no real difference now. I mean, I don't have like an, let's say, office space that I have to pay or whatever. So it's currently not a big difference at all. I have my writing jobs, and I'm working on the projects that I worked before, so it's currently not really a difference. But of course, with every product that you're selling, there could be consequences if we have a global recession, and everybody would be in some way affected by that. Now, what are we going to do now? There is knight e4. Yeah, there is this effect that Fuchsia is mentioning. It could be that people actually buy chess content because you're locked. They're locked at home. So okay, now I can take here, right? So how do we win the pawn? I can take d4. I mean, I can win the pawn in various ways. This is what I'm getting at. And I wonder what the best way is to do it. I will take here. The only true work-related change that I have actually at the moment is that I still had some students that I was teaching over the board, and this is of course impossible now, so I switched. Those lessons are now also online. They weren't online before. Now they are. This is something that has changed in my work. Ugh. Almost bishop c6. And now, how many pawns? Four pawns, right? Yeah, the 4 pawns attack. Thanks for the game, Freilos. Now, Sigvar is challenging me from Norway. That's probably not Magnus in disguise. But you never know. Many possible things to do. F4, okay. So he goes for the Grand Prix attack. The Grand Prix attack. With bishop c4, yes. What the heck? Why is this a move? No, seriously, why is this a move? The idea is well known to play this gambit, but it shouldn't work here because I can take on d4 with a check. Even if the king is on e1, it would be better because after knight takes bishop takes this knight b5. Yeah, the thing is Magnus sometimes has played on other accounts from Norway, which is not totally legal, but you can, I mean, legal is the wrong word, but it's not what you usually should do to share your account, but he has sometimes done that. So, okay, I'm going to castle. Let's push this. It's the usual way to fight f5, just like immediately d5. And this should be enough to stop white's attack. Not sure. The captures all look quite good. And now where's my knight going? Probably here, and then bishop back. Yeah, I mean, we will see this really awesome tournament. This Magnus, I cannot, it's just not my kind of thing. The Magnus Invitational Tournament, is that right? This is a fantastic, I'm taking this, right? This is a fantastic event, of course, but one thing that I would definitely like to see, and this is the kind of thing that is not yet on, like pay-per-view, like in boxing in the US. This is very normal that you pay to watch a certain fight. I mean, I would definitely pay money for having like Magnus, Nakamura, and Firouzja. These three, maybe there's a fourth guy, I'm not sure if somebody else is near their level in bullet chess, and have them play an online match. That would be really great to watch. It would be great fun. Something like that should be done. Or other quick formats. They're just extremely entertaining, and if you don't do bullet and you do blitz chess, I mean, it's so fantastically educational even. You can learn many things because the level is really, really high. In particular, if you don't use the banter format, but actually have people commentate live. If you, for example, have, yeah, and I know that it should be part of premium. I don't suggest they should do that. Yeah, do an additional pay-per-view. It just, I'm saying that I would be willing to pay for that. Yeah, if they set up a site somewhere and it's kind of independent and whatever, they say, yeah, you pay me $5 to see some hours of Magnus and the best guys playing fast chess. I would pay. I would do that. It's fantastic stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Dirkie, that would be fun, but probably not very competitive. No, I don't watch the TCEC that much. I have a look because I'm quite active recently on Twitter, and yeah, Matthew Sadler is always posting some information on the match, and there are comments by Peter Heine and so on. So it's interesting stuff, but I don't really like analyze the games or something very, very concrete. I also still have some work to do at the moment to finish a project, and this has the highest priority at the moment. So those things I only watch superficially. I think I've irritated people with the pay-per-view thing. I'm just saying, I think this thing is so attractive that I would buy tickets to that. This is what I'm saying. Not that, again, that Chess24 should do that or whatever. Yeah, I'm just saying this is the kind of format that I would like to see. So in this game here against the Fin King 4, I guess, EV probably 4, I have a pretty nice position out of the closed Catalan. It's more or less ideal scenario. The bishop on A8 looks awful, and I have many easy ways to improve my position. One is to put the knight on D6. Yeah, I will go there. It's always a tricky thing because he could give up the exchange, and it's probably not the worst decision simply to take on D6 and hope to hold this. Of course, I'm a lot better, but still, it could be a tough way to hold on for black. Interesting. Yeah, Schachpirat says there's no E4 course on Chessable with the Ruy-Lopez exchange. The Ruy-Lopez exchange is an interesting line. This is also something that I had considered in my keep it simple E4 repertoire. Of course, I went for the Scotch 4 knights ultimately, but I did not ultimately go for the Ruy-Lopez exchange. Yeah, for black, of course. Yeah, Janin is e4, e5 course. Question by Violini: have I ever attended a university in Germany? Yeah, I briefly studied at a university, but then left to work at the bank. I studied about just a year of English and history. All right. Now I can win some material. You usually don't want to take that, but it just wins. The question is actually, knight f5 is of course winning an exchange, and I saw that. But c6 is also a strong move, I think. But knight f5 is just winning stuff, so let's do that. Interesting question. If I checked the new repertoires by Sam Shankland, that is a semi-Slav, and the d4 repertoire by Daniel Barish, I did not, simply because again, I'm currently writing myself and I have some deadlines to keep, but just my experience with the two authors, because Daniel was my co-author for the Nimzo Indian and Rogozin course. He's an excellent writer already at a very young age. It's really good. So I'm fairly confident that he did a good job, but I don't know the actual course. And then there's Sam Shankland, and I mean, Sam has written two fantastically good books, really. So I cannot I cannot imagine that he has delivered anything that is not good. Actually, it's really hard to imagine. Sam Shankland has really probably one of the best work ethics around. I mean, he has worked really hard to get his playing level to what it is, and he also invests lots of time and dedication into his books. Yeah, thanks for the game, Finn King. I can only suggest to not play into this line. It's just so awfully passive for black. Okay, there's a new challenger there, I think. Damo. Okay, let's just do that. I've got white, yeah, so I should probably play a move. So the good old French exchange. This is actually quite interesting. Okay, knight e7. That is not often seen in this position. It's a pretty slow way to play. Yeah, generally I don't like begging so much in the chat, but if he's absolutely new, I like to take the challenge. Okay, how do we play this here? Interesting. Okay, I'm going to start with the check because that is probably useful anyway. And then the thing is, can we directly attack his center there? I shouldn't do that actually. I should just play quicker. This is 3-minute chess, and I'm going to be a little bit better here also with normal moves, because he has some weaknesses on the queen side and they are not going to go away. Okay. Queen h5 could be interesting. Yeah. attacking h4. I mean, not that I can take it, but no, I have an eye on that bishop and also on d5. Is there a huge trickery going on, or did he just gave me the pawn? I don't see a problem with it. Okay. Now knight f3. And yeah, what is best here? Maybe this one for a tempo, that will win a tempo. And now f7 hangs. So just go back. And now he's got... Yeah, I'm going to take... It's just the simplest way to do. Play with tempo and get the pieces more active. That can rarely be bad, in particular if you keep in mind that it is 3-minute chess. So this... Okay, let's do it. He cannot play the c-pawn anyway. That was silly. That was silly chess. Wanted to prevent c5, which of course makes absolutely no sense because it was not threatened. Okay. Okay, that looks passive. Aha, we got some activity in the Periscope chat. And there's somebody saying this is a beginner. I don't know. I don't think the two players playing here are beginners. It doesn't look like it. So let's check. I can go here probably, and I have to give him the pawn there. Ooh, my time. Oops. Sorry for the squeak, whatever you may call it. I just realized I have absolutely no time, but I tricked him with this one. Yeah, thanks for the game, Arquidamo. That was a little bit of an unwise pre-move. Here, he played the pre-move. Yeah, I know, it looks like I want to take it, but I rather want to have this. I'm in some trouble here, maybe. I get a passer quickly with c4 myself, so maybe I'm okay, but it's kind of it's a close call. Now, is anybody on here? Sunday Duck. Sunday Duck. Die Sonntagsente. Is he actually on? His challenge is on for quite a while. So let's play a Queen's Gambit with black. That is what Sam Shankland wrote the course about, the semi-Slav. But I don't know what lines he has recommended. I want to have an eye on the watch actually. When did I wait? This is a move, right? When did I start the stream actually? Can somebody tell me when did I start the stream? I don't have a... I don't think it's displayed anywhere. I have 1 hour 7 minutes. Okay, I see now. Okay. Now, okay. What I don't want is something that is close to closed Catalan. That is just clearly not what I want. So how to avoid that? I can play c5 here. It wouldn't be bad. It's not a bad way to play. Let's do it. Maybe taking on f4 was better, huh? Then c5. He will probably play rook d1. No, he didn't. Aha, interesting. Yeah, this kind of formation with the two with the isolated pawn is not a problem. I can even do this pretty easily because white has a very hard time to ever move the queen side. I have some experience with this kind of position from the white side against, of all people, Ulf Andersson. Ulf played this a lot against me, this kind of formation back in the day in the ICC, and I always thought I have the better ending with white, but you know, it's arguably one of the best endgame players ever, and Ulf usually won with black against me. Who is playing? Please confirm. I'm not sure what I should confirm. So I'm going to trade this and still claim. Aha, it's not trading. That is surprising. Okay. So knight e4, I thought just rook c2. That doesn't do much. h4 is my idea. h4, knight h5. He has put his bishop on b5, which is a little bit odd. A little bit odd. Yeah, I mean, he can play this b4 move next, but I don't think it's that much of a problem. So going to take, and now g5 or e5. Don't know. e5 allows knight e6, which is pretty useful, but I'm really unsure. It would be good to have more time, but that's what it is. Yeah. He should take on c5. What else is there? I'm not mating him. C takes b4. Ah, because of the check. You're completely right. Yes, I could have taken. Interesting. No, I did not see that. I didn't see that. King e4 would be a cool move. Just saying, okay, there is no real attack here and not getting mated and such, but I don't see how I'm refuting it at the moment. Yeah, he goes for it. That would be fun. No, I'm not playing in the Magnus Invitational. That's a funny question. Thanks for thanks for asking. Now, how do we mate this guy? Knight g2 is almost a mate. I can also go here. Knight c5. I have no time. That's a real problem. Knight c5 is an issue. e5 mate. That's it. Yeah, that was king e4 was very risky. I don't know. It was a very risky move. Not sure that white needs to lose, but it's very risky again. It's knight d3 c5, knight e2 rook e3, knight g2 rook e, stuff like that. It's tough, yeah, it's tough. Okay, so let's go for the next game and see who is challenging me. I want to check briefly. This is a handle that you have to play. Magnus is Kasparov wannabe. What's that? Wannabe by the Spice Girls. I'm not going to sing that. Okay. Yeah, I want to be by the Spice Girls. That is the song of my first IM norms. I know that sounds like a wacky thing to say, but when I made my first international master norms in 1997, the Spice Girls had this hit, Wannabe, their first hit. And every single day we had lunch in the same pizza place, and they always played the Spice Girls the whole time. So I know this song, and I could probably sing it if you really press me hard to do, but I don't want to do that. Yes, 1997. I'm an old man. I have these please messages, but I don't think they are genuine. Nobody really wants me to sing a Spice Girls song. Oh my God. B4. B4. You were born in 1977. Yeah, okay. All right, so he just gifted me a piece. So I think a simple way to, well, wait. I wanted to take on f6 and then, yeah, I mean it's a good way to play. And then knight d5. It's maintains good control over the position, and he cannot do all that much. There once was this handle, Magnus is weak player, that Magnus challenge that Magnus took in I think his first Banter Blitz. Okay, now maybe that's the same guy. Yeah, I think it's always fun to maybe have some connection to your birth year, trying to figure out what was going on in that year and so on. I was born just, I think 2 or 3 weeks before the German football team won the World Cup in '74. It is on the Chess24 homepage, definitely. If you go into shows, it should show up. It might not show up initially if you have a language setting that is not English. Maybe, not sure. Yeah, a knight is a knight is a knight, and this knight is good. I like my bishops, but it is a strong piece there on d5. Okay, now I just want to get everything into place, so this rook also should join the party. I had rook c4 actually, that would have been a strong move, I think. I can do it now. For rook c7. Yeah, so rook c7 is going to win the queen. Check. Yeah, and Magnus is Kasparov wannabe resigns. It's a very long handle. Okay, is there anybody else on that have never played? Charles 4, I played him. Okay. Nick 06, I also played. I don't know, maybe Charles then. Interesting. Maybe Hammer Time is on later, I don't know. Interesting. I'm not sure. Not sure. I mean, I'm still on for not that much, like for 10 minutes, and maybe something else is on after that. Not totally sure. I don't have the whole schedule in front of me. Hope I'm not blocking the the stream here for Hammer. Okay, Charles is not there. Can always challenge me again. And who else? Chess Beast Austria then. Let's go e4. And I'm very close to the 2,800 mark again. I would definitely like to get there. I know some stuff. Knight d5. Oh, okay. I didn't know that this is a move. I thought they always go back to c7. It shows the next banter as King's Crusher. It's weird. Yeah, anyway, we will see what happens. What is the French Sicilian? That's the question. If the French Sicilian is sound, I don't know what it is, so I cannot tell you. That e6 and c5 on move 2, that is not very good. I mean, not terrible, but not really good. So here I'm a pawn up, and it's not sure what's going on. Yeah, e4, e6, d4, c5. I don't think this is so great because d5 is going to be better for white. Now, the question there in the chat is very reasonable. Will Firouzja have a chance against Magnus in the Banter Blitz Cup final? Magnus, I think, is a favorite, of course, in some way and to some degree. I said before the semi-final today, I said 70-30, and I'm going to up that to 75% chance of Magnus winning. I think that it can be very competitive, but it's going to depend, I think, quite a bit on the first couple of games. If Firouzja is kind of getting into this match, or what happens. If he, I think he's still psychologically a bit vulnerable. We saw that today when all of a sudden Naranjan, sorry, I'm really bad with that, started to score points, and he was visibly upset. And like, everybody is somewhat upset, but if that happens against Magnus, just going to get totally annihilated, yeah, because Magnus will then quickly win 1 or 2 more games on such a tilt, and this is really important. Magnus is actually also kind of, for a player his level, quite often getting on tilt. I mean, if you compare this, for example, to somebody like Wesley So, he's like, yeah, during a game, it's like a Zen Buddhist. Yeah, it's like completely not moved by anything, completely unfazed. And Magnus is really always, yeah, been there with all his passion that he has. And if it's going wrong for him, yeah, he can go quite badly on tilt sometimes. I think actually, if you are in that banter format and you are on camera and you are explaining your thought process, the chance of tilting is lower. That is actually good for Magnus, I think, because you're much more controlled, let's say, in this situation. Yeah, you know that people watch you, they watch your language, I'm playing a really bad opening here, actually. They watch exactly what you do, and I think this helps a little bit. Yeah, here I'm just a bit worse. Maybe more than a bit, but we'll see. I'm going to go a5. He wants to go c6, of course, so I have to stop that. I know that my bishop looks awful, but bishop a6 is almost certain to happen. Now, if I go bishop a6, there is often a tactical problem with white taking and then playing the move b5. b5, c takes b5, c6, and that is a problem. I don't want to take on c5, of course. Maybe I just have to be a bit patient there. Okay, I thought he plays rook a1, because now I will manage bishop a6. Just here maybe. So I'm getting this out. And maybe, okay, so just take. Now, do we want to trade this? Queen a6 is not really helping me much. My time is not great, but the position is now, I think, completely okay. Does he want to take on b6? I'm not quite sure what he's up to. Okay. It's not really a problem to take. Bishop a1. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I should have gone back, of course. Okay, so he tries to either just win on time or make a draw. Yeah, thanks for offering the draw. I would lose on time, of course. I was far too slow in the middle game, when not much was actually going on, just dangling away too much time. So so we are on 11 in the evening here, my time, and we're on for 90 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up here. Maybe somebody else is on after me. I'm not sure. It's already pretty late, but we have so many shows going on at the moment. I think I will be back with the Banter Show, the German one, der Geschwätzblitz, on Sunday, Easter Sunday, the 12th. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.